We recently did an episode on some of the direct-to-consumer platforms, and like this exact issue also came up. That it may be a great immediate patch option for some people, but the downside to both these platforms and the PDE5 inhibitors is that they don't really get to the heart of the matter. There's just no way to do that using these medications and using these platforms, and that is definitely like one of the downsides. And it sounds like you're seeing that as well with these medications. And I heard you mention somebody goes online and gets these pills, which seems to be the primary way that these pills are being obtained now.
Yes.
Is like a quick telehealth visit and a prescription at your door.
Yeah. I mean, an interesting group of men, it's a large group of men, are men who can get rock hard when they're and then they get hard and then they lose it with their partners. And they were looking for the pill as a solution to that. But those men don't have arterial insufficiency. Now, the pill might help a bit, help them keep hard a little bit longer with their partners. They're still going to lose it, though. And that's where where combined therapy is more valuable. But then, what's been, Mark, another thing that's been really interesting is the degree of distrust that I hear from our customers, distrust of other doctors, because the doctors don't ask them about what's going on in the bedroom. The doctors just prescribe pills, and doctors don't warn them about the side effects of other medications, antihypertensives, antidepressants that they're taking. The doctors are really doing a bad job of taking care of people.
Yeah, so I've heard from multiple doctors over the years, and I think we're getting better at this, but not outside of the urology space. So there is a discomfort in asking some of those questions. So if like a guy hints at it, it's a lot easier just to write a prescription for Viagra and say, "Hey, let me know if this works," than it is to kind of like dig into the details. And I think that is part of just being human and feeling that discomfort. And we certainly have not broken down all of the stigma, and that is a challenge I think that remains. But it kind of goes back to, again, part of this is that like Viagra is a effective band-aid for many people, but I think it does catch up with almost everybody over the course of time.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's part of the issue problem is cultural, but part of it is just the healthcare system. I mean, there's a big study showing the average urologist spends actually 7 minutes with a patient. Well, there really isn't even time to get into history. And also, there's not I don't know whether you've worked with electronic health records like Epic or Allscripts, which are the big ones. There are no questions. Doctors aren't being prompted to ask any questions. I mean, Mark, if you or I went to a doctor and said we had chest pain, you'll get 15 questions that'll pop up. And if you don't answer the questions, the computer basically tells her, "Hey, Elliot, idiot, you didn't rule out peptic ulcer disease. Hey, Elliot, idiot, you didn't rule out dissecting aortic aneurysm." When it comes to someone's health, there are no questions. And that's wrong. And I'm actually starting to try to work with Epic to get that changed. I probably will fail, but we want to get those questions into the electronic health record.
Yeah, I mean, I think that could be, again, like a impactful thing, and really, I think one of my takeaways from the episode that we did about direct to consumer, and also I think what you're sharing, is that at the end of the day, the way things stand currently is that patients have to be their own advocates and have to decide how they want to approach this. If you want a Band-Aid solution, it's available to you. It really is like a couple clicks away, and it'll be at your doorstep. And if you want to get to the bottom of this, like, you need to be the one right now that's advocating for that. You need to find that doctor. You need to be able to speak with your doctor. You need to bring this forward. You need to be interested in getting to the bottom of this and advocating for that with the health system.